Well, good afternoon. Once again, it's the 24th of February 2025. I am Southern Truth coming to you live once again in updates and some breaking news in the case of the missing Beaumont children. For those people that don't know, there is a third dig that is currently underway at the old cast alloy factory at North Plimpton, Adelaide, as we speak. I just got back from attending the site, and unfortunately I didn't take my camera with me because it was on charge, but I do have some other news that came out. There has been a little bit of a press conference and a little bit of an update in regard to the dig that is currently underway as we speak. But first and foremost, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell button and set it on all. Every time we go live, you will get notified. And before we continue, I will send out my warning now. Southern Truth is for entertainment purposes only. Anything I say is my own opinion and not fact. We talk news, rumours, gossip, speculation, theories, tied in with a little bit of comedy and a whole bunch of chaos. And the last important thing, be yourself and also stay out of trouble. Everyone in this case is innocent to proven guilty, even though there are some people that are no longer alive. in this case, and also any opinions that are in the chat room or underneath this video is their opinions only and doesn't affiliate with any opinions that I have. So I just recently came back from the site. I'd had a bit of a look around the place and see what was going on. There are some media down there and whatnot, and it is busy down there. Unfortunately, I didn't take my camera with me. It was on charge. Otherwise, I would have filmed and gave you a live update, but I'm home because the factory is on the other side of the airport. I live on the western side of the airport. The cast alloy factory where the dig is being conducted is on the other side of the airport. So I took a quick journey over there to have a look, and they really are. Now, one hole of the three has been dismissed. There's 2 holes remaining that need to be dug, and they're currently underway as I speak. I do have a update from Channel 9 and from Channel 7 Adelaide. The major bulletin will be at 6 p.m. Adelaide time, which is Central Australian time. So if anything does come out between now and 6 p.m., well, we'll get notified. So I am going to play this little brief update from Channel 9 Adelaide, and then I'll go over to Channel 7 Adelaide to give you guys a bit of an update of what I saw. And they were interviewing Stuart Mullins. Now, Stuart Mullins is the co-author of The Saturn Man and also the co-author of the latest book, Unmasking the Killer of the Missing Beaumont Children. So let's go to Channel 9 Adelaide first, and let's see what they said when they were talking to Channel 9. In a second, I've got so many windows open here. So let's have a look. Bear with me. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Well, almost 60 years on from the disappearance of the Beaumont children from Glenelg Beach, we're here in Adelaide's west for a renewed search. Behind me, 2 holes are being dug to find the bodies of Jane, Anna and Grant. It's a privately organised dig on land once owned by a man named Harry Phipps, who many believe is the prime suspect in the mystery. And just days ago, it was revealed that his niece is married to a cousin of Jim Beaumont, who is the father of the children, adding weight to the theory that the children may have known their abductor. I'll have more in 9 News at 6.
Well, that was Channel 9 Adelaide. Let's go to Channel 7, because they actually did speak with Stuart Mullins, who was the co-author of The Saturn Man and also the co-author of the latest book, Unmasking the Killer of the Missing Beaumont Children. So let's play here. Let's just share this one. This is Channel 7 Adelaide. This is Stuart Mullins talking to Channel 7. Give me a couple of seconds. Yep, you got that. All right, here we go.
Going to find. All we know was Harry Phipps had that grave-sized hole dug at the back of the factory 3 days after the children go missing. Is that a coincidence? What was he putting in there? And what didn't he want the boys after they finished the dig? He told them to F off, never come back. Why? What was he putting in that hole? That's what we want to find out.
These are the 2 main areas of interest. There's the site that was dug in 2018 by the police, and research indicates that they may not have gone deep enough or wide enough. So that site's going to be searched and done in intricate detail. And then the new site, which is about 50 metres west of that, is going to be dug. Now, the third site is the one of more interest because it may well be the area that 2 young men dug a grave-sized hole for Mr. Phipps, the owner of Castleroy, and also the prime suspect in the disappearance. So they'll then go into that hole, have a look what's in there, and who knows what they'll find. But that clue needs to be eliminated. In recent times, since the government took over the site and flattened the buildings and got rid of it all and cleared it, police have been here several times having a look at various areas of the site. This is the last known area that hasn't been explored.
We don't know what we're.
All right. So that was earlier. So while I was out there with my wife Shay, I asked a couple of questions. And I need to ask a question to the audience. And if you'd like to give your opinion in the answer to the questions I pertain to Shay, please leave a comment in the comment section below. The questions I have: if the two boys dug the hole at the cast alloy factory, according to them they did, and Harry Phipps turned around and said to the boys after they completed digging the hole to F off, what was Harry Phipps putting in the hole? What is your opinion? Were they putting the bodies of the missing Beaumont children in the hole, or was he putting rubbish, bones of animals or whatnot? Question to be asked: why did he get two boys to dig a grave-sized hole on his factory site? That's the million-dollar question. Why did he get two young boys, teenage boys, to dig a man-sized hole on his site? What was the purpose of that? He could have done it himself, but he didn't. He got two teenage boys to do it. So what was the purpose of digging a man-sized hole? Now remember, according to the two teenage boys, it took approximately 2 days to dig. The weekend. It had to be finished by sunset because work was going back into work on the Monday, and the hole was supposedly started digging 3 days after the Beaumont children disappeared. So what was the purpose of digging a man-sized grave-sized hole on his property? What was the purpose? And what was put in the hole? Was the hole dug for a decoy? And yet the bodies could be somewhere else on another location that unknown yet? Because this is one of the biggest cases in Australian history. And I've been to the site many times. And the thing is, nothing yet has been discovered. So I asked a question to the general audience, the general public. Are they going to find anything on the site? Because if they don't by Friday, they'll close this chapter down. No more dig to be done on this site. Harry Phipps is cleared, so to speak. And the question I also asked, does the Phipps family sue for defamation because his name's been shared and spread all over mainstream media, social media, you name it. And if they don't find anything this time, does the Phipps family sue for defamation? It's in books, it's in documentaries, it's in other podcasts. So, what is your honest opinion? If you have been following the case overseas or home abroad of Australia, Harry Phipps' name is an identity that is suspected, highly suspect. It hasn't been charged with anything. There's just been questions, theories, speculation, so to speak. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. There's been a question last night on the documentary that there should be a coronial inquiry in regard to this. The only problem that I see, how can you have it if you haven't got any bodies? You know, there's been other cases around the world that people get convicted with no body, and I have a hard time with that. I think the only way that you can get a true conviction of anything is if there's a body. You know, if you want to talk about another case, you know, the Outback murder with Peter Volponio, the body hasn't been found, but a person has been put to jail for it and serving a life sentence. So is this another case that we can? I mean, you can't put Harry Phipps in jail. He's no longer alive. He passed away in 2004. So how can you convict anybody in this when they're no longer alive? Even if you do find the missing Beaumont children, yes, it'll be great that they reunite with their mother and father who passed away also, but you can't convict anybody because the main culprit is no longer alive. Yeah, you will close the case, so to speak, but you can't really convict anybody. I mean, the problem is it's been so long. It's 59 years since the missing Beaumont children disappeared. And like I said, many people are no longer alive anymore. There are people now still coming out. Like I mentioned earlier today, there was a gentleman that lives across the road from the old factory actually saw the two teenage boys digging the grave-sized hole back in 66 and saw Harry Phipps in his car. The question is, why did he come out now after so long? Or did he try to come out and say something, but due to the lack of resources in the South Australian Police, he didn't go there till now? I truly want this case to be solved, but if there's no one, or if the missing Beaumont children are not at the Cast Alloy factory, where are they? Do they have to go up the Stansbury Sinkwell, which is on the north side of Adelaide? I mean, there's so many questions in this case. There's so many twists and turns, and you name it. People have their own opinions, and they're entitled to that. I had mine as well. However, if the circumstantial evidence is sitting there, someone must have known something. And to this day, there's still a reward to find the missing Beaumont children and also to convict a person of 1 million Australian dollars. And that came out not long after the 2014, the reward came out from the South Australian Police. There's a $1 million reward to solve this case. So is the missing Beaumont children at the site? I mean, it's the third time they're digging this. They've already excluded one of the 3 holes. There's 2 holes still remaining. They've got till Friday this week to find anything. And if they don't, they can close the chapter of this. And the question's got to be asked, does the Phipps family sue for defamation? There's been a lot of speculation about Harry Phipps. But if you can't find the bodies, what does it say of the credibility of the investigative work that's been currently done? There have been books written, documentaries, podcasts. There's been all that. The question's got to be, was there more than one person involved in the disappearance of the Beaumont children? That's a possibility. But my question still remains, if the Beaumont children was last seen at Harry Phipps' place by his son Hayden at Glenelg at the property, why did it take 3 days to bury the Beaumont children? Where did the Beaumont children go from the residence of Glenelg to the day of the hole being dug? Did they go somewhere else? We don't know. If that story or that testimony by Hayden is indeed true. Where did the Beaumont children go from the last time that Hayden actually saw them in the backyard to the day that the 2 teenage boys dug this grave-sized hole? The grave-sized hole was dug 3 days after the disappearance. And that took 2 days to dig. So where were the Beaumont children for 3 days? That question hasn't been answered. I suppose the only questions that we can ask is, are the Beaumont children buried at this old cast alloy factory or not? Now, there are two things that can happen. One, will people accept the fact that the bodies are there? Or will people not accept the fact that the bodies aren't there? Because there's so many groups out there that try to debunk the other group and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Dansbury's been mentioned in every social media post from the mainstream media or anybody that's talking about it. The police hasn't been up there. There are speculation because there's an order put in place on the Mulligan inquiry that is a 90-year suppression order, that they've been suppressed not to do it. Who knows? Who knows? How many people think that the Beaumont children at this site or not? I mean, I'm skeptical either way. They could be there, they couldn't be there, they can't be there. I mean, I've been there a few times. I've been to this site. I just recently came back with Shay, the producer. And it is busy down there. It is busy. They are digging. They are digging. They're not wasting time. They're not wasting any time. But what can you do? If they're not there, they're not there. Where do you go from there? I'll go to Stansbury. Well, what happened if they're not up at Stansbury? Where do you look? You know, there have been so many false leads in this case for 59 years, and people are chasing their tail, so to speak, trying to solve it, which is rightly so. But if they're not there, where do you go from there? Obviously, somebody doesn't want these children to be found. If that's the case, it's been 59 years now. Someone must have known something, seen something, or indeed been involved in something, if they are still alive. But like I said, it's been 59 years. A lot of people are not alive anymore. So where do you go? I can say right now the South Australian Police have not taken this seriously. And quite frankly, they haven't taken this seriously since day one, back in 1966. They dropped the ball. So what are they covering up if they indeed know who did it? If they did. There's so many things, so many twists and turns and speculation, blah, blah, blah. But who knows? Let's see if there's any latest updates. I don't think there's going to be much unless there's something really, really major that comes out. But all I can say is it's been very, very slow coming. And let's go to the Advertiser. That's the newspaper here in South Australia. No, they haven't got anything. This is the only problem. I will say something in a minute. I'm just going through some of the posts that I'm following at the moment. And it's just really, I mean, I was just hoping there'll be regular updates. So here's a question that this person said on one of the social media posts. The thing that this person's not sure about is they considered that the timeline from Collie Reserve to the bakery is that 3 children walking, one being a 4-year-old, who were hot, tired, hungry, could possibly have taken that long. Any person around children would have would know how difficult walking with a 4-year-old can be. I don't think it's outside the range of possibility it took that long without going to Fifth. Yeah. Like I said, it was about a 15-minute time frame between Collie Reserve, where they were last seen, to the Wenzel's Bakery, where they paid for the pie pastry and the finger buns with the £1 note. It was about a 15-minute time gap. So, did they go to Harry Phipps' place first, then go to the bakery, or they went from Collie Reserve straight to the bakery? Well, you make up your own mind. So, and whatnot, because the question I asked last night to show, where did they receive the £1 note from? Did they receive it at Collie Reserve, or did they receive it at Harry Phipps' place, if indeed that's the case? But there's no other updates at the moment. I mean, this is the problem. Back in 2018, it was a media frenzy. They were live streaming it from early in the morning right up until 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The second dip. It was a media frenzy. They even had a scaffolding where a camera was on top of it looking down over the fence. Now, it's been an absolute nail race. I mean, yeah, I understand this is a private dig. You understand that they ask the public to stay away and to respect the Beaumont family and whatnot. I get that. But I know there's people out in the society are hanging on for information, and if there's no information, well, that tells you one thing. There's nothing there. But every time I speak to somebody out there, they keep saying, do not give up hope, do not give up hope. Well, I'm not giving up hope, but we are going to find an answer one way or another if the children are there or not. And if they aren't there, where do you go from there? Where do you take this case from? I mean, you'll close one chapter for good, but there's plenty of other chapters still remain open. Do you go to other sites? And remember, here's another thing that many people don't know. Harry Phipps did own multiple properties. He didn't just own Castle Hollow. There's other properties that he did own. Do you have to go to every single property that he owned just to rule them out once and for all? Or do you go to Stansbury? Do you go to other places? There's another place that's been mentioned by another group up at Yatina. Who knows? Who knows where you take it from? But this is totally different than 2018. There was regular reports and updates. Now it's a snail race. We're not going to really hear anything to 6 o'clock, which is in another 3 hours' time. Which I find that poor. I really do. I really do. But I suppose if there's nothing to break, there's nothing to break. I mean, who knows what's going on? What I saw, they were still digging. I mean, they didn't really get down to the 1966 ground level back then. That was about 2 hours ago. But there's heavy machinery out there. It's pretty dusty out there. Yeah, there is media out there. They're just waiting for any breaking news. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really. And I suspect if there is anything major, the police will be there. There'll be helicopters in the sky. They'll be called as a crime scene. Everything has to be shut down. So, you know, I am thinking about going out there tomorrow to live stream just to keep a distance and just give regular updates and whatnot. But they only got till Friday this week. And then if there's nothing, there's nothing. So let's just check one last time if there's any updates. Otherwise, we're shutting down because, quite frankly, it's been a slow news day. Today is is supposed to be the biggest day, and no, there's nothing. There really is nothing. Yep, that's nothing. Oh well. At least we can just do what we can. Alright, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, and if we have any breaking news between now and 6 p.m, we'll come back. If not, we'll come back tomorrow, and if you're in Australia, just watch the 6 o'clock news and see what they talk about this. Otherwise, take care, look after yourself, and yeah, once again, if there's any breaking news in regards to this, I will be back live streaming. If not, you will see me tomorrow. Same time, same place. Take care.